Hey everyone! What are we gonna make today, Brennan?
Tie-dye fish.
Yeah, we're gonna make a tie-dye paper fish. We're gonna show you how to make this really cool effect on this 3D fish. All right, so some of the supplies that you're gonna need. You're gonna need some colored paper. If you don't have colored paper at home, it's okay. You can color your own paper. You need some white paper, just some computer paper. We need a Ziploc bag, a big one, not a small one. And if you don't have a Ziploc bag, then you can use tin foil. That'll work too. We need some scissors, some glue, some tape, markers like the Crayola washable markers, a Sharpie is good too. And then last thing we're gonna need is a squirt bottle of water. So ask Mom if she has a squirt bottle of water somewhere that you can use. All right, you ready to get started?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the Ziploc bag. We're actually going to cut this top part off. We're gonna cut the sides of it off and we're gonna open it up. So let me show you. This is how we're gonna make the tie-dye part of our fish. So I'm gonna cut that top part off. I'm going to cut the edges off and this edge off like that. All right, and I'm gonna open up the Ziploc bag. Okay, our Ziploc bag has this little pouch thing on the bottom of it too, so I'm gonna cut that part like this, and there we go. Okay, so once you have your Ziploc bag opened, you wanna lay it long ways like this, and we're gonna take some tape, and we're just going to tape down the two edges so that it doesn't move. All right, so what you're gonna do next is you're gonna pick the colors that you want for your fish. Pick, 3 to 4 different colors that you want, and you're going to just start coloring all over this bag, Ziploc bag. Now, you wanna color kind of where this paper is gonna be. So I can even make kind of like a little line here so I know that, okay, I have to color all this space in here. And by coloring, I mean just put some color down anywhere you want. And I'm holding my marker sideways, not like this, so that the fat part of the marker is doing the coloring. And you can even kind of overlap your colors into some of the other ones a bit. All right, here we go. I want to fill up my space. I'm getting close down to the edge. Up here towards the top. You need some purple over there?
Yes.
All right, we'll get some green in the middle. All right, nice. All right, I think we got that colored pretty well. All right, so once you've got it all full of color, okay, so you can see that if you've got any spots that are missing, make sure you go in and get some more color put in there. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your spray bottle and you're going to spray all this down. You wanna get it nice and wet and you wanna make sure you get the whole thing. So I'm gonna spray and you'll start to see like the little bubbles of the water. All right, I think we got it all wet. Did I miss any spots?
Nope.
All right, so we got it all wet. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our white paper and we are going to lay it down on top. All right, and now we're just gonna start smoothing it out. You wanna smooth out that side? Oh. All right, you can kind of start to see the color coming through and I'm getting it on my hands a little bit. That's all right. All right, and then peel the paper up and show them what that looks like. Super cool. Okay, so this is your tie-dye paper that we're gonna use for the fish's body. This is really fun to do with other projects too. Once you let it dry, you can draw on top of it, you can cut it out and make different things, but this is what we're gonna use for our fish's body. So we're gonna take this, we're going to set it to the side, let it dry, and then we're going to use it to make our fish. All right, now, you wanna set that over there? So we already had some papers drying. Brennan, there's the one you made. Here's the one that I made. All right, so we're gonna show you how to make your paper fish. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do some folding. I want you to actually flip your paper over like this, and I want you to take the corner and fold it up so that you have a nice straight line across the top. So a nice straight line across the top. Good. Okay, and then this extra piece, this rectangular piece, we're gonna cut that part off. We're gonna save it because we're gonna use that later for our fish's mouth. So we're gonna cut that part off, and I'm just gonna set it up here and save it for later. Okay, so now you have this triangle. All right, so what you wanna do is you want to, here, yep, put your triangle so it's facing like that. The folded part's at the bottom. You wanna open it up, and then you wanna take this point at the bottom and you wanna lay it across this middle fold. So I'm folding it up and laying it across that middle fold, like this.
Like this.
Yep. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this top one and I'm gonna bring it down to that fold so the two corners actually end up meeting, touching. And kind of looks like a kite right now. If yours is looking like a kite, then you're on the right track. So it should look like that after we get it folded. Perfect. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to take these two pieces and just open it back up so that it looks like a triangle again. All right, so let me show you that one more time. So it looks like this. I just basically unfolded it and went right back up the middle so it looks like a triangle again. Okay, now you have this fold in the middle part. It's probably hard for you to see on mine, but there it is. If I fold it right there, you can see that fold. Okay, what I wanna do is I wanna round this part. I don't need this right here. This is gonna be my fish's face, and my fish's face is round. So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm going to I'm gonna round this off, but I'm gonna stop at that fold right there. So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut it, round it, and I'm gonna stop at that middle fold. Yep, so I just snipped off that last little part. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is you are now gonna cut the little strips for your fish that make the back part of it, the bendy part. Let me show you the fish again. This part right here, see those little strips, those little bendy parts? That's what we're gonna make right now. So it's really important that you don't cut past this middle fold right here. Okay, so I'll show you. There's mine right there, that fold. Don't cut past that, okay? So I'm gonna not start up here because that's my fish's face. I'm gonna scooch down just a little bit and I'm gonna cut and stop at that middle fold. And I'm gonna scooch over and I'm gonna cut and stop. Now you can see my paper's folded in half still. Cut, and I'm gonna stop every time I get to that middle fold. So they're getting a little bit smaller and smaller as I get to the back. Smaller and smaller as I get to the back. Now I want to stop before I get all the way down here, or I'm just going to cut the tail off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've done now is I've snipped this part below the fold, but this stuff up here is all left alone. All right, got it? Okay, so now you can open up your fish like this. That already looks really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And this part right here, you can fold it back down. This is where we're gonna put the glue. All right, Brennan, you wanna use this?
Sure.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some glue on this bottom part right down here. And I guess if you didn't have glue at home, you could even use tape. Tape would probably work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once I get some good glue on there, then I'm gonna take this top part right here and I'm gonna lay it on top. So they're gonna fold and I'm gonna lay it on top like that and close it in, which then makes my fish pop up. So see, one more time. I have glue on this bottom part and I'm gonna, these two match, these two pieces match. So I'm gonna glue them together like that. I'm just gonna be careful. I can turn it this way and then I can put my hand down inside there and help make sure that it's glued. But now you can see I've got that cool movement part to my fish.
My glue's not sticking.
Oh no, you need a different one? Here,
No.
you can use this one. There you go. Yep. So there you go. So that's the movement part of the fish. Okay, so now we have the open part of the mouth, but now we're gonna add this part, this little bottom part of the mouth. So to do that, we're going to use our extra piece that we had right here, and we're just going to cut a big mouth. Good. Yep, and just push this down like that, and I kind of put my fingers inside the little cracks.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, grab your extra piece for your mouth
Okay.
and just set that to the side for right now. Perfect. All right, so we're going to take this extra piece and I'm just gonna cut a really big hill. I can always make it, or like a really big half circle. I can always make it smaller if I need to. Oh yeah, that one fits pretty good. It's just a little big. So I'm just gonna trim it off right here just a little bit. And then that fits pretty well inside of there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over and I'm only gonna put glue on this top part, right up here. There's that glue if you need it. And
You get a little fish mouth.
yeah, you get a little fish mouth. Cool, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so there's the inside of my fish's mouth. Now, the next thing that we're gonna make is we are going to make the fins for our fish. Now, you can see that I had some leftover scrapbook paper here, and so that's what I'm using, but we're just gonna use some normal construction paper. If you don't have construction paper, if you just need to use white paper and maybe you tie-dye it again, another piece, or you could add decorations to it, you could draw hearts and color them in and then use those for the fins, whatever you want. But we're gonna use some paper to make fins and to make this circle around the eyes. And we also used googly eyes, but if you don't have googly eyes at home, you could just use a Sharpie, right?
Color in the eyes.
Yeah, just color in the eyes. So, all right, so let's go ahead and let's make the fins for our fish. So I'm gonna set that to the side. We have some of this construction paper right here. Okay, so Brennan, what color do you want for your fins?
I will take a blue.
All right, you're gonna take blue. I think I'm going to take purple. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the back fin. And to make the back fin, we're actually just gonna make a heart. So if you want, you can cut out, or you can draw a heart and cut it out. I like to fold my paper in half. Some of you may know this trick. I like to fold my paper in half and then cut out half of a heart out of my paper. And then when I open it up, it makes a whole heart. Okay. Yep. And if I wanted to, I could use my Sharpie right now and I could add some little designs. Maybe I add some little swirls, or I could add some polka dots, or I could do both, whichever I wanted. All right, and then what we're gonna do is how's your heart going?
I trimmed mine.
Good, that looks nice. And then we're gonna attach it right here like this. So I'm just gonna put some glue right here in the middle, down at the bottom of my heart, like a little line. And then I'm gonna press my fish down, the tail down right there. Okay, and now we have a tail. Now we need to make some fish fins. So we'll set that guy out of the way. And we'll get our paper back, okay? And I'm going to open up my paper. And I'm gonna fold it in half again, because when I fold my paper and I cut something, it always gives me how many?
2.
Yeah, 2. And I want my fins to be pretty much the same. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to start out with making a hill right now for my fin. So I'm gonna cut out a hill. That's it. And I have 2 of them. So if I put them like that, that's what my fins are gonna look like. Now, I'm gonna make mine look a little bit more like a fish fin. So instead of having it curved right here, I'm just gonna take my scissors and I'm going to wiggle them on the edges like that. So right here, I'm just gonna kind of wiggle my scissors. There we go. Yep. And then I'm going to, instead of having this be a nice straight line, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna wiggle like this, and I'm gonna wiggle like that. Same thing on this side. Like that. Good. And so there's my two fins. Nice. Okay, so your fins look like this. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it back right here and make a little tab. Did you see how I did that? So I folded it back and I made a little tab, and I'm gonna do that on both of my fins. I'm gonna make a tab, and what's gonna happen is that's gonna let my fins stick out on the side of my fish. So I'm gonna put some glue on the tab, just a little dot of glue on the tab. And then I'm going to put my hand inside my fish's mouth, like that, to help stabilize it. I'm gonna find a spot for the fin, and I'm just going to press. See, there it is. I'm gonna press it on, hold it for about 10 seconds or so. And then I've got one of my fish fins on there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with this fin. Perfect. And you could make your fins different colors. They don't have to, like both of my fins are the same color and they match my tail, but they don't have to. We could make them different colors. I'm gonna hold that on there for about 10 seconds or so. All right, and then I've got my little fish fins and my fish tail. All right, so now let's talk about the eyes. So I have those on there. So now for eyes, what we did with this little guy is we did a construction paper round circle, and then we glued a googly eye on top of that, and then we glued it onto our fish. Now, let's say that you don't have any googly eyes at home. If you don't have any googly eyes at home, that's no problem at all. We can use some white paper. So we have some extra left over of our paper here, and we can make some little fish eyes. Actually, big fish eyes. Fish tend to have like really big eyes. So I'm gonna draw two fish eyes on here. Two fish eyes. Make a little highlight. Make a little highlight. There we go, color them in. I have my markers. I could color, let's make that one a little bit bigger. Here you go, Brennan. You want to use that? So then maybe I use my markers and I give my fish some green eyes. Oh yeah, I like those green eyes. And then we'll cut those out. Cut out those eyes and we'll glue them on. Now you can also use other things, like if you have jewels at home, you could glue some jewels onto your fish. You could take some yarn and attach it to his mouth, and then you could be able to pull your little fish. There's lots of different things you could do. All right, let's take this. Let's glue it onto the side of my fish's head, like that. And then same thing on the other side. I want to make sure that my highlights are in the same spot. So what I mean is this little white dot right here See how I have it at the top and in the back? I want to do the same thing on this side. The top and the back. Press that down. All right. And now my fish has got some eyes so you can see. How's your fish coming, Brennan? Ooh, you did orange eyes.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like those. Awesome.
Oop, smashed my tail.
Cool. All right, let's see those fish. Is yours move?
Yeah.
Ah, so cool. So there's some really cool 3D fish. All right, we hope you enjoyed our video. Make sure that you like and subscribe so that way you know when we post a new video. Y'all have a good one.